And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with President Donald Trump in Washington, becoming the first foreign leader to visit Trump since he unleashed tariffs on countries around the world.
Trump greeted the Israeli Prime Minister with a firm handshake as he arrived for the talks. The two leaders held talks at the Oval Office, following which Netanyahu said that Israel will work to eliminate the trade deficit very quickly and added that his country could serve as a model for many countries.
I said to the President a very simple thing. We will eliminate the trade deficit with the United States. We intend to do it very quickly. We think it's the right thing to do. And we're going to also eliminate trade barriers, a variety of trade barriers that have been put up unnecessarily. And I think Israel can serve as a model for many countries who ought to do the same.
The US president, however, ignored questions from reporters about whether he would lift tariffs on Israel. He declined to comment whether he plans to reduce the 17% tariffs he's imposed on Israel.
Well, we're talking about a whole new trade. Maybe not. Maybe not. Don't forget, we help Israel a lot. You know, we give Israel $4 billion a year. That's a lot. Congratulations, by the way. That's pretty good.
Shortly before their meeting, a scheduled press conference by the US President and the Israeli Prime Minister was cancelled. The White House did not offer any immediate explanation for why it was scrapped. Further, during their talks at the Oval Office, Trump touted himself as a mediator between Israel and Turkiye over Syria, where both countries are jostling for influence. Trump claimed his great relations with the Turkish leader Erdogan as an avenue for the negotiations.
Netanyahu voiced Israeli concerns over Turkish influence in Syria. He said he does not want to see Syria being used by anyone, including Turkey, as a base for attacks on Israel.
We also discussed the situation in Syria. We've had neighborly relations with Turkey that have deteriorated, and we don't want to see Syria being used by anyone, including Turkey, as a base for attack on Israel. Turkey is a country that has a great relationship with the United States. The president has a relationship with the leader of Turkey. We discussed how we can avoid this conflict in a variety of ways, and I think we can't have a better interlocutor than the President of the United States for this purpose.
Turkey is a key backer of the Islamist-led coalition in Syria that toppled Bashar al-Assad in December after almost 14 years of civil war in the country. Its influence on Syria's new authorities has worried Israel, which has carried out strikes and ground incursions into the southern Syrian region to repel the government's forces from the border.
Now, according to reports, Netanyahu has been lobbying US Secretary of State Marco Rubio against selling F-35 multi-role fighter jets to Turkey. Netanyahu raised the issue in calls with Rubio over the last 2 months. Now, for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us this report from New York. Listen to this.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House on Monday. Prime Minister Netanyahu sought relief from the recently imposed 17% tariffs on Israeli goods, saying that Israel will eliminate the trade deficit with the United States. However, President Trump did not commit to lifting the tariffs, emphasizing the substantial help and aid that the United States provides to Israel. The two sides also talked about the ongoing conflict in Gaza, focusing on the status of Israeli hostages being held by Hamas. Additionally, President Trump made headlines announcing that direct talks with Iran regarding Iran's nuclear program is expected to commence on Saturday, warning Iran that it could face great danger if these negotiations ultimately are unsuccessful. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World as well.